Hi everyone, this is Mahmoud Sheikh and welcome to MySQL tutorial series. In our last video, we have learned how to create tables inside the database, and in this video, we're going to learn how to insert a record inside the table. Okay, so for inserting a record inside the table, you need to use insert command. The same way we have done in our last video. For creating a table, we had make a use of create table and then the name of the table. In here, for inserting the record or inserting the information inside a table, you need to start using or typing the command like insert into table name. Okay, so insert into table name, and then you need to mention the name of the fields inside which you want to insert the data, and then followed by the values or the information that you want to store inside each of the fields. Okay, so I have written a command for inserting a record inside a table. So let's see that. Okay, so title is inserting a record. Now since we are inserting a data or record inside the database, so we should start with the command like insert into. We need to tell the MySQL server that we want to insert a record or insert a data into table name. Okay, this is the name of the table members which we have created in our last video. We had created a table with the name called as members, and we had these many fields like ID, Fname, Lname, mobile, and email. Okay, so we need to tell to MySQL that insert into table name, and then you need to open a round bracket, and then you need to mention the fields that you have created inside this table. Okay, in our last video, we have created these many fields. Okay, so the same fields you need to enter inside a bracket. Once you enter the command like insert into members, and then open bracket, and then ID, comma, Fname, comma, Lname, comma, mobile, comma, email. Okay, so once you have entered all the fields that are present inside this tables, then you need to close that bracket, and then you need to type values, the keyword values, and then again you need to open a bracket, and now first will be the null, because why I have written it first value for the first field is null, because I hope you have remembered in our last video, while creating the table, I had set ID field as an auto incremented. ID field as an auto incremented. That means while entering the data inside the table, I don't have to enter any information for that field. Okay, so first, since this is the first record, so ID will be the first. ID will be the one. Okay, ID will be 1, but I'm not entering the value of 1 for this field ID. Instead of 1, I'm typing null, because while creating the table, I have set a constraint like auto increment. I want the field ID to be auto increment, so that the value for this field ID should automatically generated as soon as the data gets entered inside the table for the first record, for the second record, or for the any of the record. Okay, so that's why I have written null. Okay, so first ID field will be auto incremented, and the value for this ID will automatically get incremented. Okay, now we need to enter the values for the rest of the fields. Second field is Fname. Okay, I have written a name called as Shashi. You need to enclose the values inside a single quote. Put a single quote and then type the values that you want to store inside Fname. So I have written as Shashi, and then you need to close the single quote. Okay, and then put a comma, again put a single quote, and then name, so Fname, L name of the member, and then close the single quote. Okay, then put a comma, and then again write the email. Okay, so yeah, I think first it should be email and then mobile. Okay, email and then mobile. Okay, so fourth field is email, and we need to put a single quote, and then we need to type the email, and then we need to close it with a single quote, and then put a comma, and then put a single quote, and then enter the mobile number of that member. Okay, so this is how we can insert a record inside the table. Okay, so we need to start with the insert into, and then the name of the table, and then followed by bracket, and inside that bracket we need to enter all the fields that we have created inside the table, and then we need to type values, and then followed by a bracket. Then we need to enter the values or the information that we want to get stored inside all these fields. Okay, and the one thing that you need to remember is this id. Okay, since while creating the table we had mentioned that id field should be auto incremented. That means while entering the data we don't have to specify or enter the values for that field id. The id values will automatically get incremented, automatically generated based on that auto incremented keyword. Okay, so for that we need to write null, and we need to enter the values for the rest of the fields manually. Okay, so this is how we can insert a record or data or information inside a table of a database. Okay, so I hope you got some theoretical information out of this video, and immediately after this theoretical concept, in the same video I'll be executing this insert query or insert command on MySQL command prompt. Okay, so that you can get practical information also how this command or how this query will get executed when you run this in MySQL command prompt. Okay, so immediately once I complete this theoretical session, immediately after this a practical session will get started, and there you can see me executing this command. Okay, I will see you guys in my uh, practical session.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum friends and subscribers. This is Mahmoud Sheikh, and from past few videos I am working on a tutorial series of learning MySQL server. And in my last video I have made a discussion on how to create tables. And in this video I'll be going to discuss about how to insert records into that table. Okay, so now I'm in my MySQL command line. Then I'll just type in my password. Okay, now as I have said in my last video, if you want to see the see all your databases that you have created, then you just need to type show data databases, and it will show you the list of all the databases that you have created. Okay, in our last video we had created the database with a name called as store. So now what I have done is I have created another database with a name called as college. You can see there is a database with the name as college, and inside that college I have created two tables. Okay, if you want to select any of the database to work, then you need to type use and then the name of the database and then semicolon. Now you have selected that particular database, which is college. Okay, now if you want to see the tables inside that particular college, you need to in that particular database, then you need to type show show tables. Okay, exactly similar the way we had written the command for displaying all the databases. Here if we want to display the tables, we need to write show tables. Okay, if I hit enter, then I will get the tables present inside the college database. Okay, now let me just shift to another database, okay, which we had created in our last tutorial, which is store. Okay, and we also know that we are having one table inside this store table which we have created in our last video. Okay, let's if you want to move to different database, then you just need to again type use database name is store, and right now I'm in my store database, and if I want to see the tables inside my store database, then I just now if I press up arrow from my keyboard, then it will show you all the commands which I have used so far. See, use store, I want show tables. Okay, if I click show tables, and then it will display the tables inside that database which is store. Okay, so this is how you can see the tables of different databases. Okay, now let's again go back to our college database. Okay, now I'll be using college database from now onwards in my tutorials. So use college. Okay, and show tables. Okay, Here you can see I have two tables, one is student and another one is marks. I have created these tables exactly the same way what I have, how I had created table in my last video. Okay, so now I'll be so if you want to see the structure of these tables, uh, um, um, you need to type desc and then table name. Suppose I want to see the structure of my student table, then I'll just type the name of that table and hit enter. You can see it will show you the entire structure of your table. What is the how many number of fields are there, how many field what are the field types, and how many number of fields, and then what are the primary keys, what is the auto increment key, all the details you will get. Okay, if I press up arrow of my keyboard, then I will get the same command and I will type marks. Okay, and then I will get the details of my mark table. Now I want to insert a record inside my student table. So to insert a record inside your table, you need to start using the command called as insert into table name. Okay, insert into table name. Right now I want to insert the record inside my student table, so I will type my student table name, insert into student, and then space and then bracket. Then you need to enter all the fields of your table. Right now I am inserting record in my student table, so I need to refer to the fields of my student table like id comma fname comma lname, then email, and then mobile. Okay, then close the bracket and then use a space and then use values. Okay, then I'm using the keywords of SQL commands in uppercase. Okay, it's not mandatory, uh, but it's a convention that most of the people uh, use they used to like writing the commands, SQL commands, in uppercase. Okay, so if even if you write in smaller case, it will be fine. So now I will just pass the values for my records. So let's f name. F first name will be, let's say, Michael, and put a comma, then single quote, and then last name will be Doe, and then email will be michael@gmail.com, and then mobile as any mobile. Okay, now close the bracket and come back here. uh, you might have remember that while creating the table for this uh, for uh, members in our last table, in our last video, I had given a primary key, or I had set a ID as the primary key and the auto incremented. So we don't have to enter any value for this field. Instead of that, I will just put null, because MySQL will create the ID automatically, since we have set that particular field as an auto increment, which means whenever you set any field as an auto increment, MySQL will automatically create that ID or the number, and it will automatically increment the number in each entry of the each entry in that table. Okay, now I will put semicolon. Sorry, go to end and then put semicolon and then hit enter. Okay, now you can see it has given me a message as query 0 1 row affected. Okay, that means we have successfully added a record inside our table, and here you can see it has given the seconds also which has taken to execute this query. Okay, see, okay, so we can get the details of this record, um, and we will see that in our next video. Okay, um, where I will show you the records. Okay, let me just tell you, let me just do this in this video only. So now you have seen we have added this record in our table student, and if you want to see that record, then you just need to type select star, means everything, star from students, sorry, student. Okay, now if I hit enter, you can see this is the record which we had added just few seconds back. Okay, so this is how we can see the record. We can see the details of students that are stored inside our table. And if you want to add further more records in your table, then you just press up key of your keyboard. Just press up key and then go to the query which you had added, which you had written, and then come back here and then change the field value. Okay, you don't have to type the same query again and again. Just press up arrow, up key of your keyboard, and then change the details. Like I will just type David, and I will make it as Brown, and I will change the email ID as David. Okay, let the phone number, mobile number as it is, and I will hit enter. And you can see I have added one more record. If I press up arrow from my keyboard, and I will go to the command which I had executed to display the record from the database, and if I hit enter, now you can see right now I have two records. Okay, the same thing if I do, and if you change the details, like if you want to store the third record like Anil, and the surname will be, or the last name will be Kumar, and email ID will be Anil, and phone number let it be as it is. And if I hit enter, and if you want to see the data, you can say select star from students. You will get the third record also start showing on the table. Okay, so this is how you can insert the records, and you can select the records from the database. Okay, I hope you understood how to insert the data into database table, and how to fetch or to display the records from the database table. Okay, um, yeah, in my next video I will show you how to update a record, how to update an existing record which is already present in our table. Okay, so I hope you like this video. I hope you got some useful information out of this video. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, click on like button, share it with your friends, and follow us on Twitter. You will get a Twitter link in a description below. Okay, if you want, you can follow us on Twitter, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.